What is going on, guys? So today I'm going to give you guys an update on the plans for the fish room. The last video on the fish room update was back in last year, sometime in July. Basically, I had to put a pause on the fish room, I guess, remodel and just like buying the new tank for this wall back here, because priorities shifted and I wanted to get solar panels with batteries so that if we have an issue with electricity, that it could be powered there. We can have some sort of backup thing for tanks that we currently have right now. With last year, there was like a lot of weird weather where we had random ice, snow, and all that, and it's just like we lost electricity for like a couple days, and it was just like a headache. So instead of putting money towards a new tank, I figured we should probably invest in a backup somehow, right? Yeah, I can go get a generator. Yeah, I can get like all these other stuff, but it's really only temporary. We're still running gas. I kind of wanted to be a little bit more efficient, more green. Getting down to it, we're looking into solar panels, and obviously solar panels are not cheap. It was something that we needed to save up on. All right, so let's kind of catch everyone up if you haven't been following, but I narrowed it down to a Waterbox aquarium. I wanted to go with the Reef LX, their largest tank that they have, which is a 320-gallon tank, and it's 7 foot long. So back here in this wall here, where this rack is now, that's where that tank's going to be, and that wall back there is about 10 foot, so it gives me a little bit of wiggle room on both sides so I can access the back if I need to. And if I wanted to put some sort of a controller panel, like cabinet or something like that, it's plenty. So right now, we just have the rack running here. We'll probably keep that running for a little bit, but unfortunately, the price of the tank did go up by like $500. I think the last time I was looking at this tank was like $7,000. Now it's up to $7,500. It is what it is. And we narrowed it down to wanting it in white. So with the tank, at least we kind of know what we want. It's there. If it goes up in price, okay, there might be something newer. All right, so let's talk about the solar panels and why I'm kind of prioritizing the solar panels first over the tank. So first off, I need some sort of reliable backup, not just the tank, but just the house. A couple times a year, you'll lose power. It could be like 30 minutes to an hour, and then it can sometimes it could be a couple days, which kind of sucks. And you're kind of having to run around trying to figure out what to do with these tanks and stuff like that. It's just kind of a hassle, right? So the second thing is my electric company contract is about to end. This is where you kind of go, you sign up for a year, 2 year, 3 year, to try to get like a discounted rate. Obviously, if you sign for like a 3 year, it's the lowest rate. 2 year, it's the next lowest. But the contract that I signed for, which was actually 3 year contract, it's about to end in like a month or so, and I'm not going to renew with my current provider just because they don't do buybacks for solar. Like I knew that eventually I was going to buy solar, and I wanted like a company that actually does some sort of buyback program or some sort of incentive to have solar. So I'm switching to a different company anyways, and I figured it just makes sense like to get solar now because we're already switching companies. There's going to be some sort of buyback program. And the last reason is the government incentive is about to end in 2 years. So this year is actually 26%. So if you buy solar, you get 26% back. Next year it's 24% or 22%. I forget what the rate was. It drops by whatever it is. And then in 2024, there's no more incentive rebates. So time is kind of running out in terms of getting a discount on the solar side. The sale on the renewable energy is only like really 2 years now. So it was really that time to start looking seriously into solar. So when I was looking around last year, I was looking at Tesla first just because the batteries are cheap, and they have pretty decent panels, which I think be able to cover 80% or whatever it is for the house, right? So I looked, they have these presets here. So I've done, I've gone through the process of looking at a bunch of solar panels and different, getting quotes from different companies and stuff like that. So I can kind of tell you, how this works. I did try to go through Tesla first, and I'll explain why I didn't even go with Tesla. But their batteries would have came out to be 17,000 with two batteries. This would have helped power the house for at least a day, 2 days, fully run. Um, with daylight, it can probably push the battery to recharge and whatnot, for the rest of the week, and that's perfectly fine. That's exactly what I was looking for. And for the system wise, at 9.6 kilowatt, it's not enough to do 100% offset for my house. I actually needed a system that's kind of in between these two here. And with Tesla, if you go with Tesla, you kind of pick a system that you're comfortable in doing whatever, and they actually will review your roof and do kind of a customized um, layout or whatever to see what it fits. So, anyways, I did a pre-order on Tesla, and I did the 9.6 with the two batteries, and this is what they sent back to me was this. So a couple things with the solar panel. If you're ever looking to get into solar, if you have a single story house, it's like probably the best like layout for solar, just because there's a lot of flat areas. Your roof isn't like all like crazy with angles and different changes. Because when you have like a two-story, I have a two-story. There's a lot of like different angles. You can't fit panels everywhere, and so so with Tesla, they're only able to do an 8.4 kilowatt solar system, and that would only have done a 58% offset, and that's like terrible, like super super low. Like that's not even. I don't think that's worth even investing your money in, just because it's only going to offset your bill by 50, like low, like 60% or whatever. And looking at the plan where they drew this up, it looked like they had some empty areas. I counted like like certain areas, for example, like this one here, like maybe these sides here, and maybe like here and like one here. I don't know, like it's stretching it, but like even if you were to like try to fit some of these additional panels into these roof areas here that are kind of empty, I did some math and it would have only brought it up to like 80% offset. Um, and so it wasn't worth it. Like I just didn't see it there with going to with Tesla. So I shopped around and I went with a different company, and they were able to do a little bit over 100% offset. But the only thing is, it would have cost basically the full budget for just the panels and no battery of the 40,000. So it really comes down to is the quality of the solar panels for the folks that really don't know anything about solar. And this is me doing research. Your tier, like your best top of the line solar panel company is going to be SunPower, then LG, then like REC, and then QCell is like, I don't even know where that's on the list. That's like way down here, and that's what Tesla uses. Tesla uses like QCell panels. Each of their panels is only rated like 320 watts. So like each of these panels here is only 320. I decided to go with a different company. No batteries, unfortunately, because it was out of our budget. And going with LG, and each of those LG panels were 440 watts. So imagine like not having to put additional panels on there and basically getting more watts for the size house that you have. So like if you have a two-story house, you'll probably end up having to buy like the more premium or the more expensive panels to kind of get the similar offsets that a single story house would basically get on a cheaper set of panels. But yeah, so unfortunately, that's where the money went. So like instead of buying a $8,000 like fish tank, the $8,000 went to a deposit to getting solar panels. So I'm excited that we're getting solar panel. We're in the process of getting it all the paperwork and stuff like that being done. It's going to probably be like 2 to 3 months out before they're going to come in and install it. And with the batteries, what we'll probably do is maybe sometime next year when we get our rebate from the panels, we'll probably put that money towards the battery for next year, and the incentive will obviously drop down to only 22 or 24%. rebate, and at least we'll take that money and we'll put it towards the battery, and we'll offset whatever cost that is, and at least get some sort of rebate back. The one thing to note is like the install of the solar panels and the install of the batteries are separate costs, so it doesn't matter if you did it together, you wouldn't save anything. It just saved them, like the providers or your installers, time where they can just install everything at once. But the cost of installing is completely different, right? So it doesn't really matter if you bought one now and like 3 months later you bought the other one and have them installed. Like they will quote you two different prices um, for the install. So yeah, and that's why the large fish tank was put on pause last year. Need to save that money. But if you guys want to help out, hit the like, watch the videos, support the channel. If we get a bunch more views, we'll generate a little bit more revenue, and hopefully if we can generate a little bit more revenue, it might speed up things to kind of fund the big fish tank, and we can maybe get a little bit earlier. And unfortunately, I don't think we'll get the tank this year. I'm not gonna say a complete no. Things might change where, like, I don't know, the stock market goes up like crazy. It's like way down right now. May have some extra fund there, and we can use that to buy, the tank. But who knows, right? If you guys aren't subscribed yet, make sure you guys are subscribed. And like always, the next one, guys, peace.